Hey, welcome to Draup Dialogues. This is a podcast where we get industry leaders and thought leaders to come and share what is happening in their realm of things, and especially around sales and marketing. And with that, we are very honored to have one of our esteemed guests, Rekha Ghosh, who is the Chief Marketing Officer of Sasken. Rekha, tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Thank you, Vamsee, for having me here, and it's a pleasure to be speaking to you on this podcast. Where do I start? Actually, one of the most interesting aspect that I would start with is that having been working in B2B, IT, and technology and engineering services marketing, I graduated in zoology, by the way. And from there on, and then I went on to do an MBA, and I started my career a bit in sales because I enjoyed the the thrift of being talking to people, getting them, convincing them, and getting an outcome out. But then I realized that there is a more to do it in the profession, and I wanted to get that stuff done through someone else, and that was the reason why I decided to move into something which is closest to the sales, which is closest to the market, yet has a different perspective to every initiative and has a different way of looking at it. It's creative, it's demanding, and at times frustrating. But yes, that's how I got into marketing, and here I am after 2.5 decades of marketing.
Wow, 2.5 decades from studying zoology to studying psychology of the people right now. That's amazing, Rika.
Yes, that's what.
So let's actually, the point of, especially for this particular podcast, is to kind of talk about the holy grail that is emerging in the industry today, that is AI, right? Everybody thinks that AI is a holy grail for marketers because it allows you to scale at a personalized level, right? So
Yes.
that is, everybody is kind of so excited about it. So can you talk a little bit more about how you are leveraging AI in your day-to-day activities, and can you give us some concrete examples of some of the successes that you have seen, Rika?
I would say, there's been a lot of pros and cons about this AI being part of marketing and not being part of marketing or influencing people's roles, responsibilities. But I think when we look at AI as a tool which enables us to be more efficient, effective, and targeted, I think this is the tool because it
Hmm.
enables you to be more personalized, it enables you to optimize and scale. How we are leveraging at Sasken or in my day-to-day role is, I think there are a couple of areas that we look at it very regularly. One
Hmm.
is the content optimization. It's just not about the website content optimization because it gives us a little bit more personalized way of looking at it, but
Hmm.
also on a day-to-day basis when you have to create content for so many channels, and at the same time you have to make sure that each content is consistent, has a tone, as a tone, as a output. You want to start somewhere which is good. So I think the AI helps us at least create a consistency in those messaging. We are becoming more efficient by leveraging these AI tools to help us curate content,
Hmm.
create personalized messaging.
Hmm.
And there's another way to look at it where we are finding it a little bit more traction within our function, considering that we
Hmm.
are a lean team. I
Hmm.
think we look at some of these web pages and the microsites. Every now and then you get to make this microsite or make that microsite. I think the
Sure.
AI is definitely helping us replicate some of those and reduce some of those coding time and making sure that the pages are done well, the day pages are done in a way that we want to do it. So even if I'm able to do 60% with AI and 40% I have to do it, I think I'm there because I am at least not reducing my resources,
Hmm.
and the difficult time of managing his or her timelines. So I think these two
Yeah.
places we are doing it quite often. Another thing that we are trying out a few times is looking at how we do creators designs.
Hmm.
uh, right now we have not yet reached there where we will have our designs designed by AI. However,
Okay.
we definitely do some bits of A/B testing, some bits of trying to see what kind of a concepts that the AI tool throws up, and
Hmm.
then probably take a human angle to it and make something. So this is where we look at leveraging AI. for us.
Okay, excellent. I think one of the things that you also talked about, like, ability to predict certain things using AI, right? Can you just give me a little bit of an example around how we are able to predict certain things and use that to capture, uh, or use that to kind of micro target certain opportunities? Are there any
See,
examples that you can think of?
yeah, I think, see, there as a B2B marketer, I think two three aspects of marketing is very important. One is the account based marketing, where
Mm,
you have to be hyper focused and ensure that there is a personalization, there is a proper segmentation, and your messaging is very very customized.
mm,
Similarly, on web pages, when you have multi channels of advertisements, and you want to make sure that how do you personalize them, what is their what is the kind of traffic coming in, what is the kind of
mm.
intent they have, what are the things that they're looking at. I
Yeah.
think these are the places where the AI definitely helps us work better.
Mm,
Similarly, I'm looking at doing an ABM.
mm,
Uh, if you look at ABM and the most critical thing, which is the personalization or
mm.
and emailing, when I'm doing an email campaign within an account, I think it is
Uh-huh.
important for me to do the scoring, which is like a predictive scoring, the data,
Mm,
which is the in the universe of data, which are the possible accounts that are going to be looking at converting based on
mm.
the data available within the account, which are the possible customers, or sorry, the contacts, I would say the
Sure.
contacts who would be your most appropriate personas or
Mm,
your most appropriate targets, what kind of
yeah.
messaging will work for them. So I think in these two aspects I see that AI definitely has been helping and would be very big help in doing predictive analysis or predictive insights of within the account, as well as
Okay.
predictive uh, you know scoring of leads actually.
That's awesome. I think thanks for sharing that, Rika. So, just out of curiosity, what kind of tools are helping? What kind of tools are you leveraging today to kind of transform your marketing processes?
See, we use a multiple sets of tools. Some are
Mm,
data, some are some are intelligence, and some give us a lot of insights. So
yeah.
I think I'm very thankful for a tool like Drop, which gives me a lot of
Thank you.
intent information, a lot of the account level information, deep down what's happening on a psychographic and demographic level, what is the executive movement. So that kind of gives me a lot of information on
Mm,
that, which helps me plan my ABMs or other initiatives well. Similarly, for data, when you look at
mm,
data, which is becoming more and more critical for everyone to have because of the various laws and regulations,
mm-hmm,
as well as the way we utilize the data, I think
mm,
it's also important to have all these compliant databases. So we
mm,
do leverage a couple of other platforms like Zoom Info. We do have some of our sales teams uses something on the sales navigator side. But I personally, as a marketer, feel that unless there is a combination of these two, three different tools and the things that they can do, and there is a collaboration between
yep.
sales and marketing, to be honest, to make it consistent, I think the efforts would lag behind.
No, absolutely. I think that is where the world we are seeing is moving, evolving towards is kind of some kind of an orchestration layer that everybody can tap into,
Yeah.
right? And that orchestration is going to be based on multiple tools and not necessarily just one tool, or not just necessarily based on internal or external data. It's going to be a combination of both. So
Right.
I think it's phenomenal how much you have matured in such a short period of time, Rekha. Thanks to your leadership. One other thing that kind of comes to my mind is, of course, we talked about how AI kind of helps you in personalize and scale and everything. I think one of the things that we are seeing a tremendous value is around using AI tools for multi-channel outreach, omni-channel outreach, right?
Yeah.
So, what are your experiences there, Rekha?
I think when I think about multi-channel, one of the things which always kind of have seen and I've experienced amongst groups when we have a discussion, everyone feels it's too complex, too many things at the same time, etc.
Hmm,
But I would say that multi-channel is more than complexity. It is about the consistency and coherence of your messaging. That is
hmm,
one. And
hmm,
I would say that here in multi-channel orchestration, or I would say multi-channel initiatives, AI will play a lot of role in orchestration rather than augmentation, because the
Wow.
multiple, across the different channels, across different initiatives that you want to maintain a consistency. I think beyond, instead of thinking what all channels, AI will any which way let you know based on the data
Mm,
that these are the most optimum channels. I think
mm,
orchestration, personalization, and ensuring that the right information goes to the right audience is what
mm.
AI is going to help us do this in multi-channel initiatives. So yes, you said right. Orchestration is becoming much more
Yeah.
important and critical than just augmentation or planning part of it.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. So, shifting to a slightly different gear, I think we have lived with the AI tools for a good part of few years, especially in the last, I would say, couple of years. What is your biggest challenge in adopting these tools, Rekha? Is it the technology? Is it the processes? Is it the culture? Is it the people? What's been the biggest challenge for you?
I, in my personal experience, I would see and I would say that it is more about the mindset. It is,
Hmm.
or even though we, at the bottom of our heart, we know that these possible usage
Hmm.
is going to enable us do something more, something different. But I think mindset is what determines your ability to be open to take up new things, or
Hmm.
ability to explore, experiment. And the fear factor, it's always there, right? That
Hmm.
what if I figured out these are the possible things that can be done in my role by
Yeah.
AI? What happens to my role then? Do I
Right.
actually? So I think
Hmm.
initially, and I was also a junior at some point of time, and even today there are so many things which people say that, okay, oh, AI can do this, so why do I need
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
I guess it's important for all of us to be cognizant to one fact, is that by end of the day, we all are human being and we have a human emotion which AIs don't have.
Hmm.
So we need to be prepared for the fact that AI will bring in lots of efficiency, maybe speed, maybe new way of working. But
Yeah.
what human can do is that add that into, make it more humanized, and
Hmm.
make changes as we, you know we want to make changes, the
Right.
basis the other person's emotions or the expectations, which will never happen. So I
Hmm.
think at the end of the day, we all have to see, though as a manager sometimes I get frustrated that why somebody is so resistant about not accepting this
Sure.
tool. But yes, at the bottom they are a little scared, they are apprehensive,
Hmm.
and their attitude towards change is little what needs to be changed, I think.
That's more on the people and change management, which, by the way, is the most important and the most critical aspect and the most difficult aspect in any transformation. What about technology, Rika? Do you think that the technology is at a pace where it is actually becoming omnipresent in all aspects of marketing, or do you think that there is more hype than reality at this point of time?
No, I think we, all of us as marketeers, I think we, all of us are trying to experiment, explore what
Okay.
are the possibilities. But at
Hmm.
the same time, there are a couple of aspects that we all are vulnerable, as well as a little apprehensive about. These all hyper personalization, almost to the
Hmm.
extent of being on the face, being
Hmm.
is, impacting somebody's private spaces, actually.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think one of the biggest fear is that what happens to the security, what happens
Hmm.
to the personal privacy of the
Sure.
individual. Security from the technology side of it, the system side of it, the data side of it. uh, we are looking at leveraging so many tools,
Hmm.
what, and that gives more number of people the opportunity to get into your system, look at doing things differently, impact your
Sure.
productivity. So I think that one of the things that, of course, as a marketer, when we work
Hmm.
with databases, when we work with customer databases, and when we try creating content which is uh, almost uh, tracking every individual's movement. Uh, these are the fear which kind of gets into the mind that the technology, as it advances, the security issues also advances equally.
Sure.
As a marketer, we just have to be very careful about it, very careful about impersonation, very careful
Mm,
about wrongful information sharing. They're very careful
mm.
about somebody misinterpreting the information and misspreading the information. So
Got it.
I think we all are, while we want to adapt, while we want to adopt, but these are the fears, the technical fears that keeps coming into the system.
And believe it or not, I think we are also leveraging AI to solve those problems as well.
Yes, yes, of course.
it's a,
It's
it's
really
a AI creating the
yeah,
problems and also trying to solve the same problems at some level.
it's really very funny that the problem is created by a technology, and
Yep,
another technology is trying to solve that problem, or we're
exactly.
creating another technology to solve that problem.
Absolutely. So, one of the things that, kind of course, we have seen this with the advent of ChatGPT and other AI tools. Suddenly, with this technology, the level playing field is more or less become even for everyone, right?
Yeah.
It is the same thought leadership anybody can access. It is the same data that any of our customers can access from Drop. So that level playing field is becoming even regardless of who you are, where in the world you are. In that scenario, how are you trying to differentiate, Rekha?
In fact, one of the things which is becoming more and more difficult for marketers is what just you described. That
Yeah,
everyone seems to be having access to being the thought leadership.
yeah,
Everyone seems to have all the relevant information that is required to run a campaign, personalize a campaign, or set up a brand campaign, also for that matter.
yeah.
I think the differentiation that we are trying to, and I would say that we're trying to be as successful as possible in this scenario, is even though we leverage AI. Let's take an example for a content creation. Okay,
Mm,
what we want to ensure is that we use AI to curate, or create the base level, research
mm,
level, or do the work which is going to help me put all the information at one place.
mm,
But as a company, we want to make sure that we differentiate ourselves in terms of totalities of our content, and yet we
mm,
want to make sure that when we outreach
mm,
to prospective customers, prospective employees, or the market, we
mm,
have our essence of brand, essence of
mm.
our ethos of culture, that
Right.
also is baked into the whole content. So we do
Sure.
not put into the AI, or leverage an AI and churn it out. We
Yeah.
definitely consume it, assimilate it, and then make it as I would say closest to Sasken. That
Yeah.
you when you interact with Sasken as a brand, when you have what you think of Sasken as a brand, or what Sasken brand stands for it. I think
Sure.
we make sure that we look at customizing all of it, or enabling all of it in the same form.
Wonderful. So I think I know we have limited time. Unfortunately, Rekha, I could actually talk for days and days with you on these topics because you have so much experience and expertise in this topic. But let's do something interesting. Very rapid fire questions. Okay.
Okay.
What are the most valuable resource for learning advanced marketing strategies today, Rekha?
I think it's a peer-to-peer network groups, because
Excellent.
theories don't hold any good anymore. It's more
Okay.
about implementing experiences that can help you learn that.
Wonderful. Peer-to-peer networks. Never let go of that, personal angle,
Yes,
right? No matter
that's
what tools are
definitely
available. Wonderful.
right.
So the second question: what is the biggest misconception about multi-channel marketing that leaders seems to have?
I think I just said earlier, it's like no, it's not about multi-channel is too complex because there are so many channels, but
Yeah.
it's all about orchestration. So they
Yeah.
don't seem to get that.
Got it. What are you doing about it, Rekha? How are you educating your leaders?
I think we continuously work with them, and probably some of them we have walked them through. When we
Yeah.
build those campaigns, and when we say that, when we try the orchestration plan, we share it with
Yeah.
them.
Awesome. So, tell me a key industry trend that marketers must watch out for in the next few quarters or years.
I think the most likely one would be right now the AI is getting embedded into some of these marketing tools. Maybe
Uh-huh.
very soon we'll start having AI native tools, which is going to be a marketing stack, AI native marketing stack. So we
Got
don't
it.
necessarily need to have multiple systems where we need to implement or other APIs and embed them and etc. So I think
So
that
that you
probably
are saying that the integration between the tools is going to be seamless, that you don't have to
seamless.
worry too much
Yeah,
about it.
you don't have
Okay.
to worry about it.
Okay, wonderful. So, what is one best advice you have received for managing high performance marketing team, Rekha?
Set clear outcomes and goals.
Okay. Are
That's
you kind of using tools to kind of create those goals and also measure and monitor those goals?
for each of the functions within marketing. Yes,
Okay.
we ensure that there is a goals. If it's a website, of course there are tools to measure the performance of the website, the traffic, etc. Similarly,
Hmm.
my campaigns have KPIs and measures
Hmm.
for their performance. We leverage various tools to
Hmm.
ensure that our social performance or website performance or individual performance, because I think the key is to set clear goals and expectations with
Got it.
anyone.
Got it. Got it. So, Rekha, just shifting the gears a little bit here. Um, when you're thinking about the next marketing leader, should you look at someone who's a visionary or someone who has like creative juice flowing all the time, or would you look for someone who has a data science, data analytics background?
Um, I think it's a combination. It's one or other. It will not work that way because you need to understand the data to be able to
Okay.
interpret. And if you are not able to interpret the information in the right way and not go to utilize the data in a creative way, then you will be one
Yeah.
another. You will be one among the rest of the people, and you have to keep thinking in future what is happening and what is going to happen with the way you are working.
Yeah.
Otherwise we are going to be stagnant. So I think it's important for us, for any marketer, to have these three elements in some form or other. Degrees can be variant, but in some form or other.
Wonderful. I was talking to one other marketing officer, and they said that they feel that it is easier to take a creative person and equip them with the technology, the data skills, than the other way around. What's your thoughts on that, Rekha?
I would probably agree with them
Okay,
because
wonderful.
I think data people are very black and white, zero and one, very fact
Okay,
based, and sometimes they don't look at the subjectivity of creativity.
okay. Wonderful. I think, maybe in the near future, we will have a digital marketing assistant or a co-pilot that is going to enable, uh, all these skills for the creative analysts, or, the marketing, high performance marketing teams to be a lot more equipped and augmented. One last question, Rekha, uh, uh, on a lighter note, what is that one marketing task that really frustrates you? You wish AI takes it away, but it has not taken it away yet.
I think ever changing demand from the boss.
We all wish that happens, Rekha. So, on that note, I think it's a wonderful conversation, Rekha. Really appreciate you sharing your thoughts and your experiences. I think learning from you kind of validated so many things that we ourselves are thinking about where the marketing is going, and learned quite a few things, especially around. Your thoughts around omni-channel marketing, how we tend to complicate it rather than trying to look at it as more of an augmentation rather than a complex problem that we need to solve. It's a great, I think, your thoughts about how to think about data security, data privacy, These are the things that are going to be the most important topics for the leaders in the coming years, with all these tools talking to each other, trying to, as you said, trying to impersonate certain things and trying to eliminate that impersonation. All of that is going to happen within the same environment. But at the end of the day, it is leaders like you who's going to make it all possible. So with that, thank you so much for sharing your first of all giving us the time, and also sharing all these wonderful insights with us. Thank you, Rekha.
Thank you, Vamsi. Thank you for having me on the podcast. It's pleasure speaking with you.